At the start, our MC was really shocked, and he was thinking that life is really unpredictable. And his name is Hajime Kugayama, who is 15 years old. And then he realizes that his angel has returned. After looking at a girl, he was really happy, since the last time they went to the same school, when they were studying elementary. And now they are classmates again. But he was still being really happy, even though he never spoke a single word with her. Afterwards his friend asks to him on why is he smiling like that. To which he started to say that he is going to enjoy his youth. After seeing it, his friend points out on why is he sitting on top the bench while saying that. And then he goes on by thinking that when he was in 4th grade, he was the only one that approached her and always talked with her, but she never even looked at him. Afterwards he got really happy since she came back to being his classmates again. And then he and his friend is going to get some lunch to eat. After a while that girl he was talking about says if she can ask him a question. But he was shocked, since he was getting wall slammed by her. But then before he could say anything she asks, what is his favorite food? After hearing it he started to panic, since she is talking with him. And then he remembers the trash he picked up on the side of the road, which must have gave him a good karma. Afterwards he tells to her that he likes manga, but she was looking at him without any expression. To which he started to panic, since he might have given a wrong answer. And to his surprise she comes close to him. And she asks to him if he really likes that. Afterwards in the end he was curled up in the floor, and he tells her the truth, that he just likes omelette rice and big fried shrimp. After hearing it she gets up, and says that's the only thing that she likes about him. After hearing it he blushingly looks at her. But then she suddenly gets up, and she starts to walk away without saying any word. But he was just sitting there, confused. Meanwhile she was walking for a while, and then her friends asks to her on how did it go. But she was just standing there without giving any expression. And all of the sudden she started to blush really hard, while saying that she managed to ask him on what was his favorite food. After hearing that her friends hugs her by saying that she did a good job. Afterwards they started to celebrate while saying that she is progressing. And then one of her friend asks to her if she followed the script. To which she takes out a paper that says, today's mission is to ask his favorite food. And in order to make Hajime to notice her love, she created a whole plan on how to talk with him. But there is a problem, which was she is too clumsy to express her feelings. Afterwards his friend realizes that Hajime is sitting by the tree. And before he could call him, he was muttering something. And he was panicking, since her attitude towards him is like she hates him. Afterwards he started to tantrum, while thinking on why did he even said that he likes big shrimps. After a while, she was at her home, and she thinks to herself, little by little, she will execute her master plan, which will make him fall for her. If you want to read it, pause the video and read them. It's too wholesome, man. Afterwards at the next day, Hajime was sitting on his bench, while thinking that yesterday he got rejected by his crush. And all of the sudden she comes behind him, and she asks him to come to the equipment room at the break time, because she wants to talk with him. After hearing it he quickly gets up and says yes. But then she leaves the place without saying anything. And then he started to blush while saying that he didn't even did anything good to build up his karma. Then why is this good thing happening to him? Afterwards she was standing in her place, while holding a paper, which says today's plan is to make a physical contact with Hajime. Afterwards the break time came, and he was standing outside the equipment room. And then he opens the door. And all of the sudden she comes in, while looking like a zombie. After that the door got closed, and he was scared for his life, while she closing his mouth with her hands. Afterwards her mind went completely blank, since she messed it up. Because she was trying to close his eyes, and ask him to guess who is behind him. After remembering that she decides to try that again. And all of the sudden she comes in front of him, and she asks him, who are you? After seeing her face he got really scared, but then she realizes that she messed it up again. And she started to panic from inside. In the end she remembers that in the plan paper she had written that she should ask his favorite animal by whispering in his ears. And after remembering it she suddenly turns him that way. And she says that she is a cat, which shocked him. But in the truth she tried to ask him on what was his favorite animal, and her favorite animal is cat. After hearing it, he started to say that she is not a cat, but rather she is Momose, and in the end she started to blush. And after seeing that he comes near her, and he asks to her if she is alright, since her face is too red. And he accidentally gripped her shoulder hardly. After seeing it, he was shocked. And then he quickly takes his hands away, while apologizing to her. But to his surprise, she was looking at him, like she is looking at a creep. And then she quickly ran out of that room. Afterwards he thinks to himself that she is definitely creeped out by him. But then she was standing out of the door. And she was flustering so bad, and she even touches her shoulder where he grabbed her before. Afterwards, while going back to home, Hajime was saying to his friend that if she looked at him while speaking to him, so that means she doesn't hate him, right? But his friend doesn't know what is he even talking about. Afterwards, at the next day, there was a tree that got attacked by a bear. But then there was an old man, and he was sleeping next to that tree. And all of the sudden Hajime comes in and calls his mom while saying that their grandfather is dead. Afterwards he wakes up and he says that he wasn't dead. He started to scold him, since it was the 4th time he misunderstood it. Afterwards at the school, Hajime was saying, maybe he always acts before thinking. After hearing it, his friend says that he always acts before thinking from childhood. Afterwards his friend goes on by saying, that's why Momose hates him, since he always acts before thinking, and every words he said stabs Hajime, and he goes on by saying that's why he was never able to be her boyfriend. After hearing it, he suddenly says that there is no way that he can become her boyfriend, and he goes on by saying that she is like a concept rather than being a human being, which means there is no way that they can go out together. Afterwards at the same day, she was holding a book and she is showing it to him. And then he realizes that she is holding a wedding magazine. Afterwards, with a dead face, she tells him to read a part in that magazine, which spelled her name. After saying it, she comes so close to him, which shocked him, and he started to panic while thinking that she is standing so close to him, and also she seems like she is angry. But then she was panicking as well, since she failed on her today's plan, where she was supposed to make Hajime call her by her first name. And she also failed on another part where she will smile and make his heart skip a beat. Afterwards she started to panic, and she shows him her name by tapping on it again and again. But Hajime was standing there completely confused, and he suddenly misunderstands her, and he thinks to himself that she is maybe trying to start a conversation with him. And with a happy face he started to say that the wedding dress were fully black when it got invented. Afterwards both of them were silent. And he was traumatized again, since everything went silent. And he started to think maybe he chose a wrong thing to say, since she was just standing there silently. But in truth, her brain got a panic shut down when he tried to talk with her. And in the end Hajime realizes that it feels familiar. And he remembers the time from the elementary school, where he was talking with her lots of things, but she just straight up ignores him. And he goes on by thinking that he tried everything he could do to talk with her. Afterwards he comes to the reality by thinking that he shouldn't rethink about the happy memories. And he decides to not push his luck by trying to talk with her, and he should just be happy that they are now classmates. After saying it, he remembers his friend saying that's why she hates him, which shocked him. Afterwards he suddenly tells to her that he is glad that they are going to the same school again. And then he quickly says that they were in a different class in the elementary school, but now they are classmates. And after hearing that, she suddenly says that they never went to the same school in the elementary school, which shocked him. And he asks to her, but we went in the same direction while going home. To which she shockingly says that's because she was going to her grandmother's home. And in the end he realizes that he never saw her while being in the school. Afterwards he started to tremble while saying, so for 4 years he was talking with her, thinking if they going to the same school. And while they were being shocked, something comes from the bushes. And then both of them notices it. After seeing it, both of them got really happy. And all of the sudden he grabs her hands, while telling her to run away. Since he remembers his friends saying if there is a baby boar, there should be its mom around, which will be really aggressive towards anyone. After that he was shocked, since he was holding her hands. And then he quickly lets go of her hands, while saying sorry to her. Meanwhile, she was thinking that she hates this part of her. Since when they were at elementary school, Hajime asks to her on what's her favorite food. But then she just straight up ignores him. To which he tells to her that his favorite food is fried shrimp and omelette rice, while running away. Afterwards at the school she was sitting all alone. And while going home he was talking with her. And again at the school she was sitting all alone, while some of her classmates is saying that she is really scary because Momose is always silent. And while going home he was asking her something, and she still ignores him. But she was blushing really hard. After remembering it, she started to run away. And after seeing it he says sorry to her if he was being a creep again. Afterwards, while running she looks at him having trouble, but she still decided to run. But this time she was flustering again. Afterwards at her home, she was steadily doing a great job on completing her master plan. Afterwards it was the physical fitness test. And Hajime was shocked to see something, and it was Momose with a ponytail. Afterwards at the ball throw competition, he was thinking that he was so shocked to see her in the ponytail, that he fainted for a whole minute. And all of a sudden he heard someone calling his crush's name. Afterwards it was her friend telling her to throw the ball for 50 meters to get the first place. After seeing her he realizes that she is really good at studies, plus she is also good at sports. While he was thinking about that, she then goes in to throw the ball. And to his surprise, she only throwed the ball for 30 centimeters. And also at the running race, she was running in the opposite side. Afterwards at the high jump, all she could jump is 21 centimeters. And after seeing her performance, Hajime was left speechless. Afterwards she was angry, since she failed even though she was aiming for the first place. Afterwards her friends started to make her feel better, and all of a sudden one of her friends says that she is impressed by her talent to get the last place every time. In the end she gets fired up thinking that this is not the end. After seeing it he throws his ball, and then the ball he throws went over 60 meters, which shocked everyone, but he was still thinking that Momose is really cool. Afterwards he scores the high score in the high jump, and also he was the first one in the running, while thinking that Momose was so cool. Afterwards, while taking a rest, Hajime tells to his friend that she is really good. Afterwards his friend asks to Hajime on why is he not on sports club, if he is that good. To which he replies with that he hates feeling the pain. Since when he was a kid he got knocked out at the dodgeball competition, which shocked his friend because that reason was really lame. Afterwards he goes on by thinking that's why he likes the people that actually fight against their fear, and one of them is Akira Momose. Afterwards the teacher says to Hajime that they need to measure his front forward again, which shocked him, to which he goes on by saying that they forgot to add Hajime's measurement. And while he was saying it, and then the teacher realizes that she is holding the measuring tape. Afterwards he was sitting in the place, while thinking on what is going on here. Afterwards his heart started to beat really loud, while he is telling her that he is in her care. Afterwards with a scary face, she says that she will be pushing his back. And after looking at her face he realizes that she looks so determined. Meanwhile her today's plan is to make his heart skip a beat. Afterwards he asks her to push his back. After hearing it she uses her 2 fingers, and she slowly pushes him. After doing it she was happy, thinking that she completed her today's task. While he was wondering on what is she even doing. And he goes on by asking her if she is pushing him properly. After saying it he suddenly turns back saying that she should push him more harder, but to his surprise their face was really close. And in an instant she turns his face. After that he was shocked, while thinking he may made her angry. And all of the sudden she turns his face that way, which almost killed him, but then while looking down she was flustering really hard. Afterwards she looks at him, and she realizes that he is dead, which really shocked her. Just kidding. Afterwards it was a cooking class, and their teacher was telling them to split into groups. And then Momose was standing there determined to make something good today. And her friends were shocked to see her motivation. Afterwards, she started to cook while having a step-by-step instructions on how to make the food, which shocked their friends, since she is taking it so seriously. Afterwards, she started to cook the food while measuring the perfect amount, and everything she is doing is at the right amount. And after seeing her working hard, her friends couldn't able to believe their eyes. And in the end, they got defeated by her marvelous style. Afterwards, they tells her to stop taking it so seriously, since they are the ones that's going to eat it in the end. After hearing it, she suddenly says that she wants to give this to someone. Afterwards, while blushing, she says that she wants to give them to someone she loves. After hearing it, everyone was silent. And then they started to say that was really cute. And they started to compliment her by saying that the cookies she is making will be delicious. Afterwards, Hajime tells to her that it tastes terrible, which shocked her. And they were just standing there silently. And her friends was shocked too. Since 1 hour earlier, she added mustard powder, thinking it's salt and sugar. Afterwards, while panicking, he tells to her that he can't lie about the taste, which stabbed her. After hearing it, her friend realizes that he is being way too honest. Afterwards, he started to cough, since it got stuck in his throat. After seeing it, she puts her handkerchief in his face. After seeing it, he started to panic, and her friends realizes that it looks like she was about to chokehold him. Even though she was trying to give him the handkerchief, but she messed it up. Afterwards, he slowly says that he wants water, and she realizes that there is tap water nearby. In the end, she started to spray the water on him, which shocked her friends. And they realizes if this continues, it will be bad. Afterwards, they started to run in to stop her from making more mess. And to their surprise, Hajime suddenly asks her if she have more cookies. And she realizes that he is holding her handkerchief in his hands, which shocked her. After that, her friends suddenly hides behind the tree. Afterwards, while giving her kerchief back, he tells to her that he is really happy since she made it for him. After hearing it, she remembers him saying that he can't lie. Afterwards, while blushing, he invites her to join with him, and to his surprise, she was not there, which shocked him, while his friend is telling Hajime to come fast, so they can play the game together. Afterwards, in the end, he thinks to himself that he messed it up again, since she might think him as a creep. Afterwards, she was standing somewhere, and she was blushing so hard. Afterwards, she looks at the handkerchief, and she started to rub it on her face, with full of love. After a while, she was walking alone, and someone calls her. And to her surprise, it was her friends, and they were standing on the rooftop giving her the thumbs up, which shocked her, while her friends started to think that Hajime is actually a pretty decent guy. Afterwards, it was the exam results day, and then the teacher calls Momose name. And she got a perfect score in the English. Afterwards, the teacher was shocked since he made sure this test was hard, but she somehow got 100%. And then he goes on by thinking that he increased the hard level to impossible on other subjects as well. And to everyone's surprise, she got 100 marks on every other subjects. Afterwards, she got 120 marks on a subject, because the teacher accidentally mixed the third year's question in. And after looking at it, the teacher was in utter disbelief. And after seeing all of that, Hajime was thinking that she is really great. Meanwhile, he only got 1 mark as a total calculation of every subject, which shocked his friend, and he asks to him on how did he even manage to get that 1 mark. Afterwards, he goes on by telling Hajime to join in sports if he can't study, to which he says that sports will hurt him. But studying doesn't hurt him, even if he gets a fail mark, which confused his friend. And all of a sudden, the teacher started to shout, and he tells to Hajime that if he fails once again, he will be put in the remedial class. After hearing it, he thinks to himself, if only someone was there to help him out with his studies. And to his surprise, she was standing there while holding a lot of books. Afterwards, he was sitting on the bench, while thinking on what is going on here. And she tells to him that if he fails in the next exam, there will be remedial classes for him, right? So she will help him to study. After saying it, she remembers her today's plan, which was, she have to hold his hands. And after seeing her determination, he tells her to teach him. Afterwards, she started to write something on the board, while he was thinking it's going to be really strict. And all of the sudden she drawed something on the board, and she tells him to tell her on what is this on English. After seeing it, he realizes that her drawing sucks, and he started to think on what is this. In the end, while being scared, he says it's a dog. After hearing it, she suddenly pops a confetti. And he was getting happy, thinking of he got it right. But she just tells to him that he got it wrong. After saying it, she says that he was close, so they will move on to the next question. Afterwards, he got everything wrong, but she kept on popping confetti. In the end, she even started to clap for him, while he was thinking if he got a talent for this. And then she asks him to answer the next question, while he was thinking it's somehow boosting his self-confidence. And he tells to her it's in panda. And after hearing that, she was shocked, and she tells to him that's the right answer. And this made him to be happy. Afterwards, he goes on by giving her a high five. After getting it, she realizes that she successfully finished her today's plan. And she started to blush, which made her to panic, and she shoved her book on his face. And as a result, he got knocked down. Meanwhile, she is standing there fully flustered. Afterwards, it was the night time, and Hajime realizes that he got knocked down. Afterwards, at the next day, while writing the exam, he was explaining everything that happened to him to his friend, but he just tells Hajime to write the exam since it looks like he is cheating. But he still failed all of his exams. Afterwards, at the girls' changing room, one of her friend is panicking because she forgot to bring her gym clothes. And to her surprise, Momose takes out her gym clothes that she had already prepared 5 of them. Afterwards, her another friend says that she forgot her eraser, to which Momose says that she have 20 of them so she can have one. Afterwards, her friend says that she forgot her notebook, to which she says that she has a shelf full of notebook that she could share. After seeing that, her friends was shocked, and they asked her on how she is this prepared, to which she blushingly says that she can't calm down if she isn't prepared like this. After looking at her, Hajime realizes that she is really great since she is always prepared for everything, while his friend is telling him that he is praising her because he is her total opposite. In the end, he realizes that he forgot his textbook, and while he is searching for his textbook, where he takes out a paper which was from Momose, and she told him to come to a specific place. And after coming there, he was standing here silently thinking, why does it have to be this place? Afterwards, he started to think if he made her angry, since she called him in a random place. Afterwards, she was holding a plan, which says everything she likes about him. And to their surprise, a random monkey came in and takes away her plans. And after seeing it, both of them were shocked. And in the end, her plan was failed once again. Afterwards, Hajime started to panic, and he asks to her if she is alright. But she can't speak, because she doesn't have a script. In the end, he realizes that she got silent, and after seeing her, he misunderstands her silence as she is being like this because of the shock she got after seeing that monkey. And they were sitting on the beach. And he gave her a stick to write if she can't speak. And in the end, she started to write something. And right after she wrote something, a wave erased everything she wrote, with only revealing the set of words, which is saying that he is annoying. After seeing it, he was shocked, but in truth she wrote that she doesn't think that he is annoying. Afterwards, she tried to show it again to him. But to their surprise, it was gone, which made her to panic, and she started to run away. And all of the sudden, she got tripped from a rock. And to her surprise, Hajime suddenly catches her before she could fall. Afterwards, both of them fell in the water. And after waking up, he realizes that she is nowhere to seen. And all of the sudden, an old guy walking by saying that she already ran away. Afterwards, Momose was cleaning all the water that was on her. In the end, she even started to remove her wet socks. And while doing that, she remembers the time he held her while she was falling. And after remembering it, she started to smile while blushing. Meanwhile, that old guy is sitting next to him, and he asks to Hajime if he wants a sea cucumber. Afterwards, it was a sports day, and the mic guy is giving motivation to everyone. Meanwhile, Hajime is crying while saying who created this sports day, since the pole throwing game is almost like killing each other. Afterwards, he started to walk with a determination that he will not get hurt, and right after he said it, he got hurt. And then he was sitting in the bench with a full of bandages. while his friend was wondering how did this even happen. In the end, his friend tells him to sit and watch. And then while sitting in the corner, he was thinking to himself that the sports festival starts with an ball relay. Afterwards he started to think himself playing that game, and he got hurt in it too. And while he was thinking about it, someone steps in front of him. And it was Momose, and she was really determined. And after looking at her he realizes that she is really determined to win. Afterwards everyone was wondering that she is letting of a winner's aura. And in the end everyone in the team gets motivated after seeing her. And in the end the big ball relay begins. Afterwards she tries to catch the ball. But that ball went that way and she missed her timing. Afterwards she looks for the ball, and she realizes that there isn't another one is coming in her way. And after looking at it, she gets down and she jumps really high to catch it, but she missed her timing to catch it again. And then while she was standing there confused, Hajime realizes that she completely missed her timing. But then somehow their team wins. And her friend hugs her. After seeing that, Hajime remembers the fact that she is not good at sports stuffs. And at their next match, other teams are shocked to see the Momose's team's basket is filling so fastly. And after seeing that chaos, Hajime was scared since he might die if he gets caught in there. Afterwards he realizes that she is giving a new pose. And then she throws the ball. And to his surprise, it didn't even travel. Afterwards she takes that ball slowly, and then she tries to throw it again. And it didn't go anywhere. But she tried it again, and the results was same. And in the end she looks around thinking if anyone noticed her. And all of a sudden her friends hugs her while saying that their team got the first place again. Afterwards he realizes that from the next match second years will start to play. While he was thinking that he is just good with watching since it looks scary to join. And he realizes that she is getting praised by everyone in the class. And after seeing her, something suddenly snaps inside him. After that he notices something that was lying in front of him. And he realizes it's the ball from the basketball toss. And he realizes that the basket is all the way over there. And he starts to think, if he throws it all the way over there, he will sit and watch the sports day and he will not participate. Afterwards he throws the ball, which was a direct hit. And to follow his promise he decided to sit and watch the sports day. But then Momose noticed his throw and she thinks to herself that it was so cool. Afterwards someone calls her name. And he looks at her with the hope, if she looked at him. And to his surprise she already turned that way, and she started to talk with her friend. But then his friend comes in and asks him if he was able to walk. The teacher asked Hajime to join the next match. But he goes on by saying that he will take care of the teacher by telling him a lie, so Hajime doesn't need to worry. But to his surprise Hajime says that he will join in the next match. But right after saying it he regrets his words. Afterwards the next match was tug of war. And Hajime was really motivated to win. But to his surprise the opponent team members are ace of every fighting club. As a result they lost in a blink of an eye. Afterwards his friend got really frustrated about the lose. But then Hajime feels like someone is watching him. And it was Momose, and she was looking at him worryingly. And after seeing her he was shocked, since she was in a cheering team. After realizing that he was looking at her, she suddenly turns that way. And she got flustered. Afterwards Hajime realizes that she was looking at him. And after realizing it he started to blush. Afterwards the next game was human horse, while his friend is telling him that they should buy ice cream while going home. Afterwards Hajime was really motivated to win no matter what. But to his surprise, their opposite team was the ace of every fighting club. And in the end they won, where Hajime got thrown in the air. Afterwards getting defeated they were really frustrated, while Hajime is lying there without moving a single muscle. After seeing that the girls started to wonder if the boys are going to be okay. And then it was the final match, and if they win their team will be the winners. And that game name was Pole to Pling. Right after the match starts, Hajime rushes in, and after seeing him trying his best, his friend asks to him on why is he trying so hard all of the sudden. And to his surprise their opposite team was the ace again. And after seeing them he was shocked. Afterwards everyone is getting beaten up, while Hajime was thinking this is hell. And then he started to question himself on what was he even doing here. Afterwards he takes a U-turn, and he started to run away. And while he was running away, he was shocked to see something, which was Momose was directly looking at him from that crowd. After seeing it, he started to blush, and he decides not to give up. Afterwards he jumps in to touch the big pole. And while being in the air, he realizes that all he wants to see was her smiling face. But to his surprise, there was a guy waiting for him. And he catches Hajime and he throws him away. And in the end he couldn't able to win. Afterwards at the infirmary. And the nurse from that infirmary was talking to someone in the phone, and she was telling them that Hajime can't continue the sports day while he was lying there with full of bandages. Afterwards nurse comes in and tells to him that he is really lucky that his head was strong. And she tells Hajime to rest here for a while. Afterwards he started to think that he should have known his limit. And in the end he started to cry while saying that Momose will never notice him anymore because he got road killed like a mob character. Meanwhile she was standing outside the infirmary. And she was blushing. Afterwards, while sleeping in the bed, he calls the teacher. And he happily asks the teacher if he can skip classes with this injury, to which she says he can't. Afterwards, she closes his bed curtain while telling him to shut up, which shocked him. Afterwards, he started to think that his body just moved on his own. But still he landed head first on a floor. And all of a sudden the teacher sends Momose inside by saying that his classmate is here to visit him. Meanwhile at the ground, Momose friend was wondering where she went of. To which the other girl says that she maybe went to see her boyfriend. Which shocked her, since she went there without a script. To which she replies with maybe her body might moved on its own. Which shocked her. Afterwards she was just standing there silently while blushing. And then Hajime was confused, and he started to think on why she is here. And all of the sudden while blushing she started to say something. And she got really red. And after seeing it, Hajime started to panic, since she is trying to talk with him. And in the end she says, which shocked him. Afterwards she was trying so hard to say something to him. And after seeing her trying hard, he decides to silently see her speak. And then she opens her mouth. And she slowly started to say if the injury he got from that match is still hurting him. After hearing it, he started to blush. And he realizes that she was worried about him. After realizing it, he sees a crutch, which was on the side of the bed, and then he suddenly calls her. And he started to do a one-arm stand in a crutch on a bed, while saying to her that it doesn't really hurts. And he tells her that he is super strong, so she doesn't needs to worry about him. And he goes on by asking her there is no way an injured person can do this type of stunts. And to his surprise, she started to smile beautifully, while saying she is glad that he is okay. After looking at it, he started to blush. And all of the sudden the teacher comes in while saying that there are 3 peoples that got injured. And while the teacher was being in the call, she was looking at him, and he tells to her that he will see her later. And after she gone, he started to slowly fold. And in the end he started to scream because of the pain he is getting from the injury. Afterwards he slowly gets up on the bed while thinking what was he even doing, and he realizes that his bones feels like they are about to break. Afterwards he started to think to himself on why was he even doing this, so does this mean he likes her? After saying it he remembers her laugh. And he started to think that's really dumb, there is no way he can love her. Since both of them is living a different life. Even if he doesn't likes her, there is no way that she will like him back. And in the end he decides to not think about these thoughts. And to his surprise he doesn't know how to stop this type of thoughts. And he started to blush, since he realized that he is in love with Momose.